Good afternoon, and welcome to the weekly Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms stream. My name is Dylan Wilks, and I am your host. So first things first, I suppose, happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends. I know that many of you are probably actually not here, because if the Wizards of the Coast staff is any indication, it's a ghost town everywhere, as people are busy prepping and eating turkey instead of hanging out on the streams, not getting work done. But hopefully they're still playing Idle Champions. Just want to give some shout outs to some of our chat subscribers, like Phoenix 1106, Ed Does Everything, Nicodemus 2018, Garawar, Rob 2E. Cheers. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here on this this festive holiday. So this stream, like last week, we're going to do a bit of a hangout and a back and forth Q&A and a bit of a follow-up on our Reddit Q&A and some other questions for the first hour or so. And then one of our junior programmers, Mike, will be joining us. Please be gentle. He is not that adept at D&D. He's very new to it, but he is adept at finding and fixing bugs. So that's what he spends most of his time here doing, in addition to some other stuff that he might be able to talk a bit about, but we can't release or officially announce now. So yes, happy Thanksgiving. So before we get too far into the stream, I would like to thank Wizards of the Coast for letting us be here. I know they're at home with their families, but thanks for allowing us to be on the official D&D Twitch. It is always an honor to be here among so many other great shows. And speaking of great shows, I don't know how many of you caught the Force Grey season finale on the weekend, but that was an intense 7 hours of live action role playing, minus the dressing up. So yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but I was definitely gripping my seat for the last hour or two while they were going. Garawar mentions that it was a long season finale. Yes, it was, but it was a good one. It was worth the watch, and anybody who's a fan of Force Grey who watched the whole season, yeah, that was an awesome end, and kudos to all the people involved in that, and especially Matt Mercer for being a well-prepared DM for how it all played out and having something to give the audience at the end. That was really something special. And note, don't skip to the end to watch how it plays out. Like, watch the whole thing if you do watch it. It's awesome, even if it takes you more than one sitting. Yeah, wow, that was a great show. So what are we going to go over? So for those of you who may not have joined us before, we do raffles and giveaways during our streams, and we are doing 5 today, one for each of the Force Grey Season 2 members, minus Clarapin the Therapin, who did not exist, and so we don't have a Tortle champion for her in-game. But for the other 5 who are in the game, we will be giving away one of each of their DLC packs, just in honor of the season finale of Force Grey and in the spirit of giving for Thanksgiving. And so I think the first one of those will be in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, the raffle rules, I'm sure everybody knows it at this point, and apologies for not yet putting together a bot to hide all the raffle entries, because that's definitely something that we want to do. But when a raffle begins, it will be through the Codename Entertainment Twitch person, which is Erica running that, and that's when it'll be active. And then after that wraps, the prizes will be doled out through private messages. So be sure to pay attention to your message if you win, because that's how Erica will get in touch with you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna switch over to my game view. There's a little bit of a thing in the corner there for those in chat asking for a secret code. There's the secret code. Yes. So this weekly code will get you none other than a gold gromma chest for those of you leveling up our latest champion. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I haven't had enough to drink today. I'm just going to open up my tea and hope it doesn't burn me. Yes, so that's yes, Nicodemus 2018. That is the chess code in the corner. And for those who don't want to piece it together, it's octogenarian loot in honor of our turtle in their 80s, which is apparently well past the regular lifespan of a turtle. So she's old. So for those wondering what's going on in the background right now, this is my Arcan formation, doing some tomb content because I spent a whole bunch of my Kellenbor's favor on blessings. So just seeing how far I can push with the Joe Manganiello champion right now. Because previously I was always using Jamila, but Codename staff get the DLC packs. And so I'm just going to see if I can't force gray this up and push somewhere higher, get some Kellenbor's favor. Agrid, thanks. Just got the knickknacks for the shell achievement from the secret code. Sweet. Well, congratulations, Agrid. Thantano saying that he tells us that the Arcan DPS formation works. It does. I have been able to push about as far, if not equal to my Hitch Jamila formations. Granted, I'm using almost identical champions. It's just a different bond and then a different primary DPS in your main slot. But it's worked out for me so far. So, yeah. And Zandalverse, the raffle won't start until about 20 after. Gonna wait for some people to get in here because we do a notice in game. And if we haven't done a notice in game yet, that's a cue to Justin. Or there we go. There we go. And so wait until we have some people in here so that it's harder to win for those of you who are already here, I guess. Yeah. Anywho, so last week we talked about trying to find better ways to communicate back and forth between Codename and Idle Champions and the general community. And one of the things we talked about was doing a little bit more on Reddit. Oh, I'm sorry, Zandalverse. I guess I missed the other half of your response context. So anyways, so to improve our communication, we did a bit of a Reddit Q&A yesterday. And so those of you who have not seen it, that's okay, because we're going to go over that right now. You know, this being our first one, we didn't get a huge number of of responses, but I anticipate that'll grow a little bit as people notice that we are paying attention to the Reddit. Instead of just Discord, because we spent a lot of time on Discord, perhaps too much. And for those who don't know where it is, it's discord.gg/idlechampions. You know, it's a pretty healthy sized community that is mostly helpful when we're not busy talking about foie gras, like we were this morning. So the questions that we went over on the Q&A yesterday, many of them were tied into things that we have spoken about on streams or in other places before. So if this isn't news to you, that sucks. But if it is news to you, yay! And so to get into the questions, let's see. The first question was from Reddit user GKX, who was asking if there were plans to increase rewards outside for adventures. So the question was, I'd love to do new adventures with different mechanics, but rewards outside the event, 100 gems, are so low that it reduces the sense of accomplishment. Are there any plans to increase the rewards? And I checked in with Justin about this before I responded on Reddit, but the answer is yes. Like, we are planning to increase the rewards. I do not have an ETA on that. I'm not sure when we're going to make any kind of adjustments like that. But Justin did mention this on stream a few weeks ago, and so to reiterate that here, yes, we will be increasing adventure rewards at some point in the future. Following up, we had a few questions from Garawar, who is on Reddit and Discord and the stream right now. You're everywhere, Garawar, writing guides and stuff. First question was, where do you want the game to be in terms of development to be considered ready in terms of leaving early access? And that was kind of a tough question to answer. You know, the focus right now is on building out content for the game and improving the game. And so I don't even know that discussion about when this is officially out of early access has happened. So the main focus is just more content, more stuff. People with really keen eyes may have noticed with the Kellenbor's Blessings update that some upcoming content might have been kind of hinted at a little bit. But yeah, our focus is on getting into a cadence for releases right now. Garwar's second question was, when will clicking the banner at the top of the subreddit take me back to the main part of Idle Champions subreddit and not the front page of Reddit? And that gives me a really cool opportunity to segue and announce and welcome that for our newest moderator joining us on the Idle Champions subreddit, Wistix, who is looking at that. Wistix is gonna, in addition to helping Erica and myself do moderation, is going to be looking at how we can improve and adjust the Idle Champions subreddit. A couple of things that we talked about were having a better calendar in the columns so that people would know when streams and AMAs and such are coming up, and also just to pay a little bit more of a close attention to it, because we tend to be, moderating during Pacific Northwest office hours, which leaves a fair amount of time where there isn't necessarily somebody looking at it. So Wistix is helping us out with that. And on the same note, Axis of Anarchy is helping us out with moderation on the Discord now. You may recognize Axis from Twitch. They moderate Geek and Sundry. They moderate Maze Arcana. And so moderators everywhere. We are so lucky to have them. They're awesome. We're stoked. Etherhead asking, where do I put the code? If you go into the chest menu, like I am on my screen right now with chests, you can click on it, visit shop, redeem a code. And so, I would redeem octogenarian loot right now, but I had a bit of advanced word on it because I made the code, so I've already done it. Yes, anywho, I will get to questions in a second, Tashimo. I'm just going to go through the rest of the Reddit stuff now so that it's done, and then start another Q&A. So what was Garwar's third question? Will Tyrrell's Moonlight Path see any additions to group damage above level 350 for him? Right now it's kind of pointless to invest in him after that. All the other champions seem to get at least one additional group damage buff after their previous upgrade cap, except for him. And just to kind of reiterate the answer about cadence, the intent is to periodically release new upgrade levels. We just did that, and it's a pretty good hint that we'll be doing things like that again in the future. Just a few more questions here, and then I'll move over. Let's see. Somebody asked if we will ever see a playable zombie or werewolf, and of course I cannot spoil any unreleased champions or content. And somebody also, PKMN Master Red on Reddit, also asked whether we will ever get a way to go through lower levels faster on resets. And it's something that Dave mentioned, I think, both times that he was on stream with us. We will get to the point where we look at a way of speeding that up. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. We're looking at many things right now, so it's just kind of making sure that we get all our ducks in a row before we make changes. So the masters of all things Idle Champions, Dave and Justin, will definitely release things when they're ready. Another question talking about from Megrica on Reddit was asking about how the gold find potions feel like they're too short. And for those who were on when Justin was on, we will be looking at potions in game at some point, because some feel a lot more useful than others, and so they will be getting looked at some point. And then finally, the last question on the Reddit was asking whether or not we have plans on a secret reward for whales who support the game by buying everything, like an exclusive gold epic or a rare champion. And we don't have plans to do that. Yeah, that's like I don't have anything else to add except that we don't plan to. So moving over to chat, 5 minutes until we do our giveaway. 5. You can count them in, but it'll be at 1:20 is when we're going to do our next one, or our first one actually today. Captain Nerl asking/stating, the current event is very hard. Any chance you can expand its duration so that more people can finish it, please? I don't want to say yay or nay to that. We pay very close attention to this, and the events are tuned so that somebody who is starting the game as the event starts should be able to finish the event content, just as somebody who has been playing for a while. It should still be a challenge for them. So we'll be paying attention to it. But I don't have anything to give you in terms of are we going to extend it for a day or not. Maybe. That's something that we'll be paying close attention to it, and that may happen. It really depends. It depends on whether or not Justin thinks that we should extend it for a day. Hobbitmeister1, still newish to the game. Can you tell me, do blessings affect champions across all campaigns? Some do. So if you notice in your blessings menu, am I getting overwhelmed by boars here? Not for long. So you notice in your blessings menu that we have blessings on both sides in 2 columns. The ones on the left are campaign specific, so I'm in the Kellenvor's favor one right now, so these ones are only going to affect Tomb of Annihilation campaigns. The ones in the right column are global, and so they mention overall campaigns. So these ones affect your champions whether you're in Tomb of Annihilation content, Sword Coast content, or events. And so these ones, I mean, it's part of why they're so expensive. These ones are ones that affect everything, and then these ones are not. What are people trying to? Oh, people trying to join the raffle. The raffle hasn't started yet, but it will. There'll be an announcement in chat from Erica. Okay, Qblaze. More synergy coming between heroes in some updates. There seems to be a lot of conflict between them now. Yes. I don't think I'm spoiling anything I'm not supposed to in saying that there are absolutely more synergies coming between both planned champions to be released and champions that are already here. So I can't really spoil more, but yes, there are definitely more planned synergies. We do want the meta to be dynamic and constantly changing and things being shaken up. So yes, that'll happen. Let's see. In a LOP map, would you guys put any way to check the next updates for the character in game, at least the ones we already unlocked once? That is an interesting question, and it's one that has come up before. I think Dave was the one on stream for that one. Yeah, it's a bit of feedback that has come up a few times, and I know that it's something that we're looking at, but I don't have an ETA or anything to share in terms of what's going to happen or when. But it's, thank you for pointing it out. It has been pointed out a few times before, and we'll take that to mean that that's a feature that people really want. So if you keep asking for it, that may help. But yeah, we're looking at it. Just for a moment here, maybe I will level up my characters so they stop getting stopped by bears. Let's see, what am I at? I tend to just, this is my Archon formation, so I'm just trying to make Archon hit like a, wait, Stokey's not even there. Ugh. I'm just trying to make him hit harder, so I'm just leveling people up. So he nukes things even faster. Yeah, so back to the questions. Shadzar, why isn't this in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms category? I'm not sure what you mean. Why isn't what in the Idle Champion of the Forgotten Realms category? Shadzar, if you could elaborate slightly. But first, it's 1:20. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to do our first giveaway. And this giveaway will be for I believe it's an Archon DLC, if I look at my list correctly. Yes, it is. Archon Force Grade DLC. So that would be, and I can pull up my Archon. It would be one of these absolutely epic pieces of loot, a golden shiny epic holy symbol of Tiamat that dramatically increases your champion damage, although it may not be exactly the same as mine, because I've had a lot of loot. And then blue for the rest of his slots, blue the rest of his gear, and some chests. So it's a pretty killer piece of TLC. Good luck to you all. Yeah, pretty stoked about that. Oh, and thanks Elvin Wizard King for subscribing to Twitch Prime. Subscribe for 2 months in a row. Right on. That's sweet. Thank you. All right, so I didn't. Hopefully, I can follow up with Shadzar in a bit because I'm not quite sure what they meant by their question. Okay, let's see. Moving on to Loki. Did we fight some special D&D monster like Beholder, Umber Hulks, or some other monster types like Yuan-Ti? Did we, or will we fight? In terms of will we, we'll get there. It's one of those things. We're still pretty early in the life of this game. It would be dramatically premature to include a Lich or a Tarask in the game now or any time in the immediate future. So we'll get there. It's one of those things where, like, you know, as the difficulty of the game increases, your roster increases, more stuff increases. We'll get to some of the more iconic and super badass of the monsters. Yeah, we'll get there. Hobbitmeister 1. Will you ever be able to switch out Calliope for Scanlan the Bard? I can't really comment on who anybody will switch out with eventually. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get myself in trouble if I keep talking on that topic. I'm just gonna stop there. Sorry, Hobbitmeister, but yeah, can't answer that one. Next question, Colic84. I've noticed Idle Champions uses a lot of system resources. Is anything being done at the moment to ease that? Yes. So you may also have noticed that it used to use a lot more resources, and it's something that, as we're in early access, like, we're just going to keep hammering away at that, just trying to make it use less RAM and yeah, generally improve the engine altogether. Yeah. So yes, we are working on it, and that'd be a great question to throw at Mike when he's sitting here. Just for fun, just to see what his response would be. So maybe I'll ask him that one again. Next question, Ted Faster. Will you be looking into some sort of mid-run respecs? Making a mistake with specializations can kind of put you behind during events. How would you make sure we don't exploit Minsk? At this time, I don't think we have any plans to look at respecking partway through a run. It's one of those things where, you know, take your time and make your choices. You know, I know that sometimes there are unintended consequences of patching in things like, you know, Celeste's specialization, swapping sides twice now. Just, yeah, read before you click. I know it kind of starts to become muscle memory as you just go through and you're clicking them as fast as you can. But yeah, gotta take your time sometimes. So anytime we push out a patch, maybe think about waiting a second before clicking on each one. And I don't mean that to sound like I'm laughing at you or being condescending. Like, just, you know, reread it, because you know, I've made that mistake several times. It's something that just happens. Yeah. Okay. Dave Under, question. What is the point in having increased damage 100%, etc. upgrades for support heroes? Even then, even when upgraded, they do several multitudes of damage, less compared to your main DPS heroes, meaning their damage is completely useless in most cases. But not to start. For the first however many areas, you're getting by on your gear and your damage, and so, I mean, you know, I don't think it's, I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly how many zones you get through before your support stop one-shotting things, but their damage lasts for a long time, so I wouldn't say that they're useless. Yeah. Farley Cubed, I wonder if you would consider a more of an RPG survival mode with something like upgrade trees, basically allowing us to make our own custom characters and their abilities. Example, allow us to choose randomly from 3 for the entire game, abilities every few levels of every character. Something like this might make every run completely different, because right now it feels very repetitive. You put your characters in pretty much the same formation in each formation, level formation. Farley cubed. That sounds pretty major in terms of a content event thing to add to the game. So, you know, I could check in with Justin to see if we're going to do that, but I doubt it. You know, like, we're kind of on a path of how we're building out the game right now, and that sounds like a pretty major departure from it. You know, I think the idea is interesting, though. So Dave Under, maybe what you could do, or sorry, not Dave Under, Farley Cube, maybe what you could do is think about how to make that something that fits more in line with what kind of game this is. Yeah. Ray Cool, not even Dylan is using Gromma or Krond at high level. Does this mean they're known to be numerically inferior? That's funny. So we all know that Krond hits like a truck, and we all know that Gromma is a crazy buff machine. It's about synergies, right? Like, there just aren't enough synergies for those characters yet. Right now it is extremely easy to crazy buff out Jamila as your DPS, or just humans in general as your DPS. And it is viable to buff out and support Archon as your main DPS as well. You know, so I guess the answer to that is more that they're not numerically inferior, because like on paper and just in a vacuum they're crazy good. You know, we just need to build more things to support them and more synergies to work with them. So, you know, that'll definitely be shaken up as we release more champions. Jericoddle, will every slot have a hero to swap? I think we will eventually get there. Drew Bud 269, how's the health this week? Oh, thanks, Drew Bud. I'm feeling better. You know, definitely dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety for a close friend of mine who underwent surgery on Monday. It went well, but it's definitely one of those things where when you're worried about somebody you care about, you don't get a lot of sleep. So, but thanks for asking. I am doing much better. I am not sick. I feel like most of the office isn't sick now, aside from I think it was Mark during the staff meeting coughing away. But so far I think people are doing good, doing better. But yeah, thank you for asking. Aminoxial, are there plans to extend the champion lineup besides switches? I mean, heroes higher than Archon or even new ones in between? That's a very good question. I can't answer it. That's all on the mind of Justin. I couldn't tell you what he's planning to do in terms of where things go. And the things that I do know for what he's planning to do, I don't know that I could share those either. So that would be a good question to table for the next time we are able to convince Justin to join us. And I have no idea when that will be. Hopefully before the end of the year. Thanks. Yeah. Next question. 535. Any chance of a way to sort or hide champions so that we can see all our active in-formation champions at once without scrolling? That is an interesting question that has come up a number of times now. And I imagine that the reasoning behind that is because we have, you know, champions we're not using. Like right now I'm not using Jamila, you know, so that you could more easily see this all. But at the same time, like with the way that I have the menu set up in this resolution, I can't see everybody anyways. I don't know that it's a priority to do anything about that right now, but it's an interesting question. You know, I don't know that we're going to do anything about it. I wish I could give you a better answer, but it's an interesting bit of feedback, and it comes up pretty regularly, so it might lead to a greater discussion about it. Qblaze, any recommendations for builds? Example, focusing on a specific hero's damage and have them one-shot everything, or spread the DPS buffs. Focus on one. Spreading the DPS buffs, because you get all party or all champion damage throughout a number of the characters. Like, that's something that kind of just is a side effect of leveling all of your characters anyways. But if you want to push to high areas, the number of characters able to do damage that's relevant in the higher levels gets gradually more narrow as you push forward. So, you know, like if I hit restart right now and I, you know, bought the first 5 champions from killing one crow or whatever. All those champions would be one-shotting everything for 40 levels maybe. 40, 50 levels, whatever, give or take, for the how far you can get without too much gear or with rares and epics. But the further you get, the more that it narrows, because eventually it gets to the point where it's like, okay, well, you know, only the people that are behind Naeli are able to do damage, and then also being buffed by Celeste, and then also being buffed by Celeste and Calliope, and then also by Ashara, and so on. And so, like, eventually it gets to the point, because the way that the damage you're doing curves out and the way that the enemy health curves out, that eventually it's 2 or even 1 character that is your primary DPS. And so my recommendation for everybody is that at the start of a run, you have an idea of who you want your primary DPS to be at the end of your run, and then buff accordingly. So, I mean, the most meaningful choices tend to be around picking the bond for Ashara, and then, you know, positioning after that. You know, Hitch's charisma is huge right now because it allows either Jamila or Arkan or even Makos to be viable DPS. And then also it depends on your gear. So, you know, if you have terrible gear for Hitch and great gear for Arkan, and I've been there, Arkan can be your primary DPS, you know. I mean, I'm sitting at 1.5 E53 right now with Arkan in my DPS spot, and I haven't even leveled everybody up in the last bit here, so... yeah, it's tends to be, you know, you're buying buffs for everybody to start, and then you're eventually focusing on one. So just keep that end goal in mind for who you want to be your primary DPS. Yeah, that's the best bit of advice I can give. Xandalverse, any chance to implement new specializations to champions, since with Xanathar we got at least 3 specs per class? I would love to see an Eldritch Knight Bruner or College of Swords Calliope. That's a very interesting question. I don't know that we have any plans to do that now, but there is an Eldritch Knight in game. His name is Krond. He hits like a truck, and then if you missed him over the course of Liar's Night, then hopefully you can get him next year. Yes. But yeah, just thinking about, I mean, I could talk about Xanathars all day, because that's like, I've had that open in one window on my screen for most of the day while I was getting ready for this stream and talking to people on Discord and putting things together. There are so many classes I'm stoked about. I don't know, you know, not the least of which is my current title for the day, Horizon Walker. You know, maybe Drow, maybe not, but God, you know, that sounds like fun. Who wouldn't want to do stuff? There's so many cool class specializations now. I'm stoked. Mondo Flow question: what is the age of all the champions? I have no idea to what extent Gromma is buffing anyone. So this is a great thing that was covered in Garwar's guide on Reddit, but also we did add ages because we didn't have an age window built in for the bios, but there are ages in here now. So if you pull up any champions menu, any one of them, and you click on their portrait and you go to their bio, they should have an age. Oh, we moved them. Oh, we have an age up top now. Oh God, we fixed it. Okay, so now it's just in the top menu. It used to be at the bottom of the bio. Oh, Dylan looks like an idiot. So thanks for that. But yes, there's age in the menu now. Cool. Age 360 for Bruner. 39 for Naeli. Wow, they changed that. When did they change that today? Huh. Well, thanks for helping me put my foot in my mouth, guys. That was appreciated. So, next question. Romilda Fox. What is the point of having specific slots for champions? If I could play all my champions, I would actually have a use for Gromma. Oh, so, Romilda, is that, like, do you mean in terms of, like, where they are in this menu at the bottom of the screen? The way that the game is built up, it's like you have an ever-increasing curve of champions in terms of how powerful they are, and so like they're just kind of laid out accordingly. I hear what you're saying about like kind of like almost wishing like you could pick your party from the get-go, but that's not how we've done it. Yeah, and I don't think that's going to change. You know. Okay. It's 1:35, so we have another giveaway coming up in 5 minutes. Not yet, in 5 minutes, so don't spam chat yet. We will be doing a Tyrell Force Grey DLC for everybody's favorite druid, who, if you watch the Force Grey finale, was pretty good at making giant wasps. It was awesome. Dylan Sprouse totally killed it, and he's got the best first name ever. So that's pretty sweet too. But yeah, the next giveaway will be for a Tyrell Force Grey DLC pack, which will include none other than this badass piece of Empowered Rope of Entanglement, which crazy buffs all your champion damage, and then rare gear for your other slots, along with some gold chests. So that comes up at about 140 we're aiming for. So just wait until that shows up in chat when Erica gets that rolling. All right. Daylight's Asunder. Any chance to start a support group of people who may lose their significant others due to playing Codename's games? Oh, well, that's sad. You can't get them to play with you. Well, luckily for Idle Champions, it being an idle game, you can at least have it minimized a fair amount of the time. You don't have to spend it all clicking. Yikes. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that's in jest. I know that I definitely have made my fiance unhappy with some of my gaming habits, and when I quit my guild raiding schedule, boy was she happy. She's like, every night's date night now? I'm like, well, maybe not every night, but yes, I won't be raiding several nights a week. Monsters Rock. Will click damage ever be useful? Okay. That's an interesting question because it's one that has come up a few times and one that Justin has addressed to a degree. We don't want it to be so useful that you can just tear through everything, because that promotes using clickers a bit too much, I think was his reasoning. I could be wrong. But, you know, if the click damage was amazing, you could just kind of set up an auto clicker to just burn through the game. And so that wouldn't be ideal. So, you know, click damage is useful for what? Somebody in chat probably has a better idea of exactly how many levels it's useful for, but like it's a viable strategy for a while until it isn't. So I don't know that that's going to change. ALX 266. Are there plans on an adventure where you can use all 12 champions in your formation, or something like a 4x4 grid where you can do whatever formation you like? I can say that we are planning a lot of formations. We are planning on changing it up on a regular basis so that all events and campaigns will have their own formations. That's what I can say. I can't really give you anything else for that one. Sorry. Okay, I don't know how to say this name, but I can say the question. Any plans on making complex the items system, or you think this is nice? How is it? How it is. Okay, I'm gonna assume that that's not quite the intended question, and I can't quite figure it out right now. Maybe I need to drink more caffeine. If you're asking about whether or not we're gonna do a more complex item system, like something like crafting, maybe. You know, I think on that note, the best thing that you could do is to look at what Codename has done with other games and how we've built out those games and content and what you can do in them. It's a good blueprint for the kind of ideas that we like to toss around. And good luck to everybody in the raffle right now. That Tyrell loot is sweet, and like, let's face it, I mean, we're all using Tyrell to buff our groups these days, so you know, it's a good thing. No, not enough for another friendly buff. Come on, need to buff my Arcan. I guess I'm still tearing through content. Alright, next question. Hobbitmeister again. In the future, would you consider creating evil campaigns with a lineup of villains from D&D history? Maybe campaign stories that tell the rise of famous... That's a very good Justin question. Justin being the creative mind behind our adventures and campaigns. And so, would we consider being evil? That's interesting. It reminds me of somebody asking whether or not we were going to make a decision, like on how to finish a campaign. Like, you need to save somebody from this sacrifice, and it's like you get to the end and like, do you sacrifice them or save them, just so you can have an alignment choice in there. I don't know that there's any plans to do that, but I like your line of thinking. Yeah. Let's see. Question. Coffee Zip. Hi Dylan, thanks for a fun idle clicker game. Thank you. My question is, are you planning any content where you build something like your own guild house? The grind is fun and looting for some items is satisfying as well. However, the longer you stay with the game, the less content you can reach. Some more resources for some side activities, even if it is only cosmetic, could be great. Of course, more bonuses for the party is always more motivating. Steven. Well, Coffee Sip Steven. That's an interesting question. I don't know that we have any plans to do that right now. But you want to build a house, huh? Interesting. That's an interesting idea. I'll bring it to the team. We'll see whether they like that idea or not. Doomhammer time. Did you complete a Grand Nand venture? Oh, you're wondering about my achievements. Well, let me just buy this blessing. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. There are my achievements. Yes, I did complete them. And kitted out Grama, all those things. Yeah. So yeah, I did. Just kind of just burned away at it. Got lots of epics easily, which was nice. I've actually been considering resetting my account so that it would be more in line with what the average player has for an account. Because, I mean, like, while for Celeste I got her DLC and have never gotten another epic for her. Some of them, like Ashara here, are so kitted out with epics that it's like, this isn't really reflective of the average player experience anymore. So, yeah, I might do that. I might reset my account and see what it's like. But yeah, I tore through the Grama content. I used pots. I used click pots to get past 175 each time, because my plateau was at 170. Like, I kill that boss and then it just kind of gets stuck, and so I just used click pots to do the last level. I know that many of our Discord users have managed to start tearing through it now, finishing it up. So I was definitely way ahead of the curve with an unfair advantage this time around. I mean, yeah, look at my Stokey, like, just so many epics. Like, are you kidding? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I reset my account down to, like, I don't know, maybe rare gear levels and like the DLC for everybody? Because yeah, I'm definitely getting strong. All right. Oh, I was gonna use the Arcane thing right after that, but I guess it died already. Gonna have to wait. But yes, Nicodemus 2018. I will show you Arcane's final ability. You have yet to get there? Well, it's fun. I got the Chango Unchained one. We'll get to it. Zero gear full restart. Yeah, but I'll still be on the Codename team, so I'll still be flagged for the DLC packages, so I'll still have all of those. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe just downgrade many of my guys. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Just kind of toying with that idea at the moment. Let's see. R Green Paradox. Yeah, you guys are in the Forgotten Realms. Any chance of dipping into any of the other campaign settings for an event? It's a good idea. No comment. The Damaged is saying that as a newish player, 2 weeks, and has the DLCs, didn't find the event overly hard and finished it in a few days. Found it very well balanced. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you. And thanks for supporting us with the DLC as well, and we really appreciate it, because I mean, there's lights on my face right now, and there might not be any lights on my face if people weren't buying it, because that's how we keep the lights on, so to speak. But yeah, we're always interested in whether or not it's finishable. So if some people are really struggling with it, who are really new, we do want to know about it. Yeah. Okay. Let's level these guys up again. So Mike is going to be joining us in about 15 minutes. And Mike, being a junior developer, is well schooled, well versed in our our situation of fixing parts of the game and working on parts of the game. So if you have any questions for Junior Mike, please send them our way so that we have some stuff to talk to him about. As long as it's not D&D related, because he's, like I said, he's not D&D adept. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asking what's octogenarian loot. Well, an octogenarian is somebody in their 80s, and loot is loot. And so we figured, hey, it'd be kind of amusing if a golden gromma chest was octogenarian loot. Genarian with an N, Cassius 335, not with an M. Octogenarian. Yeah, that would be a typo. And those aren't zeros, those are O's, as in the letter O, as in oatmeal. Yeah. Hobbitmeister, a crafting system could be really cool. You could have campaign based around collecting certain resources, digging through an infested mine to gather platinum, digging around in the forest for herbs and enchanting supplies, trekking up a mountain, etc. Any thoughts on ideas like this? We like those ideas. That's the most I can say. We like those ideas. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep working on my, because I'm in the 170s now, so I think I'm getting close to the point where I got to pay a little more close attention to what these heroes are doing on screen. And then maybe I think, should I reset? I don't know, what do you guys think? I do enjoy that moonbeam. It does just nukes everything. Alright, Dave Under. Will there be an option added in-game to see what type your enemies are, beast, undead, etc.? Currently you need to seek that info out from the wiki. Slightly inconvenient. I agree. And that's something that's come up before, and it's something that we are looking at. Because yes, never mind Minsk's favored enemy, because it would help people to differentiate between which of the favorite enemies he's picked, but also like you'd be able to mouse over. I mean, flying snake 173. Okay, like the only way that you would know that's a beast is if you had favorite enemy beast, that would be specifying it, and so it would help with that ability and give some clarity for players. Oh, it's so dry in here. My nose just. Oh god. So yes, we're looking at a way of finding a way to put the enemy type in. I'm not sure what form that'll take, but it's something that has come up before. Okay. Figgy 20,000. Don't reset. Would prefer to see someone who is massively more geared than me on stream, other than someone who is on the same level. Okay, I won't reset. Although I'm probably going to get to my wall in 25 or so levels. It starts to slow down here, and then I don't know. I'll probably hit the end sooner rather than later, depending on whether or not I'm using abilities. Yeah. Let's see. Garwar saying scientific notation is OP. Learn it, love it, live it. I just like how convenient it is because you have one static number that goes up, as opposed to the default, which, you know, is like it's easy to get kind of mixed up and jumbled on what each letter means. I mean, you can know that something means septillion, but it doesn't mean that at first glance it's easy for you to understand or even grasp exactly how much money you're spending. But like, scientific notation makes it really easy. That's why I use it. Like, I'm at 2.98 E26 gold. I can see what kind of upgrades I have. It's like, oh, well, I got some E25 stuff here, so this is obviously going to be cheap enough that I can get it without doing much. And then, oh, E26. It's just, I don't know. Big fan of scientific notation. Also, the number, I don't know, like, who doesn't, I think the number looks sweet. All right. Muerta's Favor asks, newbie here, if I am getting stuck, do I use the favor thingy? So if by favor thingy you mean going into the blessings menu and buying some favors, they will help. I mean, ultimately you don't want to spend all of your favor because it will slow down your runs so much. You know, like I tried to keep at least some of my favor around so that it would be easier for me to still do stuff if I wanted to do another tomb push on stream, for example. So don't spend it all, but you definitely want to start working towards them because they are the key to pushing much further in those runs. Like that's layers. Like Torm's Favor, these global blessings along the right here, like you definitely want these. You know, the getting +1 gem per time per boss is one of those things that, like, it adds up over the long term. It doesn't look like an immediate benefit, but they're awesome. Certainly the double damage ones are like, you can't live without those. Like, you gotta get those. They're such a huge help. So the blessings do help if you're stuck, but you should also expect, oh, excuse me, just having a drink of water because I'm drying out because I'm talking too much to myself. You should expect to hit a wall at some point, and so what you do is, like, you hit that wall, you earn an amount of favor, and like that's the point. The wall being the point at which, you know, you're not making enough money, you're not making enough gold to easily level up your characters in order to overcome what you're at, or you've maxed out your levels, and so if it's a question of gold to upgrade your characters, then it's one of those things where, okay, you need to reset, and you will increase your gold find. You'll be able to buy more gold or find more gold faster on your next run, and like you just kind of want to push until you're getting like 20-30% or more of your gold find increased if you can every time. You just keep resetting and building it up, and it also helps speed up your runs too, right? But it also allows you to push further, and then eventually you get to the point where you're capping out your character level before hitting your wall, and then like that's the point at which like gear helps. So gear can helps with that process throughout, and will definitely have an impact on how far you can get. But yeah, play until you can't push any further, reset, just keep doing it until you build up enough favor to push further, and then when you get to a point where you can comfortably spend favor on blessings, do it, because they will allow you to get even further. Like, it's all just kind of building on your power level. So I hope that helps Muerta's favor, because yeah, it makes a big difference. Oh, I'm just gonna take a drink of water here. So Nicodemus, I am getting to Arcane's ultimate. I will be using it. Actually, ooh, I can level Arcane again. DPS increase. I guess the other thing about increasing all of your characters' power level, like the higher you get your formation DPS up, the better your ultimates hit, and like they start to really kick ass. So like you can kind of just, you can push past your idling wall by just, you know, looking at the game and ulting when necessary. Like, it looks like all my Calliope shields have worn off, so I'm just going to use hers and probably nuke all these bears and then shield everybody. Somebody asking what game this is. This is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. So it's an idle clicker strategy formation game in the Forgotten Realms. So all these characters are from the Forgotten Realms. You know, including some classics like Brunner. Like, that's an R.A. Salvatore character from like 35 years ago, I want to say 30, 35, something like that. Like, these are old school characters, some of them. And then there are other ones to be released. Yeah. So, is there anything else that people would like to know as we have a few minutes here before I bring in the guest? Anything? Nicodemus. Brunner, but no Dritz or Caddy Brie. Those companions of the hall. I tend to describe it as tower defense to most people. Well, I don't know that it's tower defense, but I do like those games as well. KL Graham, is the game title somewhere I'm not seeing? On the current screen right now, no. It's not somewhere that you're not seeing. What we were intending to do that we haven't quite gotten to yet is if you look at the whole stream screen and you see like that greenish bar at the bottom that has the secret code and my name and my cheeky title. We're gonna brand it out, but we, you know, so that it says what the title of the game is, and then, you know, it gives a little bit more context and information. But it's one of those things where, like, when we do it, we want it to look good, so we just haven't done it and half-assed it yet. Wait, no, we're not going to half-ass it, but you know what I mean. I hope. Let's see, Hobbitmeister, will you add campaigns based on Curse of Strahd and Storm King's Thunder? That's a very good question. You know, obviously we've added Tomb of Annihilation as a permanent campaign, and we've done, you know, the first couple adventures with a number of variants for those. And we will be expanding upon that further. Seems like a really good idea, doesn't it? I think it seems like a really good idea. Nicodemus 2018. I play an Aasimar Paladin in D&D Online. I have also played an Aasimar Paladin, and they feel a little OP, but they're really rad. You know, I guess good min-maxing target, right? You know, just because Aazimar's buffed them already, and then oh god, their abilities are so good. All right, Carlo Boji. What does it mean when it says all champions damage 2x over all campaigns? Does it mean that it carries over to Kellenbor and Torm Adventures? Yes. So in the blessings menu, the blessings on the left side are the ones that impact that campaign, which will allow you to push further and further into that campaign, and also give you a better chance of completing more difficult adventures as the difficulty curves scales up. The ones on the right side are global blessings, so that once you reach the point where you can earn these affect everything, not just, you know, in this case Kellenbor's Tomb of Annihilation campaign. This Kellenbor global blessing will affect you in everything that you play, which will also be really helpful for pushing further in events, for example. So yeah, when it says all champion damage times 2 over all campaigns, it means everywhere in the game. Oh, look at all these bears everywhere. What should I be leveling at this point? Really just whatever levels are left. Getting close to the caps on some of these characters. I'm at E55. That's not bad. Let's see. Dragonlance would be cool, just so I could slaughter Kender. Oh, come on now. You don't like Kender? Well, our next guest is going to join us in a couple minutes here, but maybe what we will do now, while we're waiting for Mike, and by waiting I mean typing and messaging him to get up from his desk and come over here, let's do our next raffle. And so our next raffle is for the badass raging barbarian Jamila. Jamila's 4th grade DLC. So once Erica gets that started in chat, once Erica gets started, don't enter the raffle yet, once Erica gets started with the Codename Entertainment Twitch, we will give that away. So yes. Oh, Axis of Anarchy, glad you can make it. I didn't see you enter, but it's raffle time, so names are just flying by. Okay, now the raffle is open. So yes, good luck to all. You know, you get a crazy, awesome Deathbringer Greatsword that increases all champion damage with that DLC, as well as rares for Jamila's other slots and some chests. So good luck. I'm just gonna sunbeam all these jerks again. Boom. Next area. Ooh, boss time. 180 boss. So I know people talk about Archon being a viable DPS, and I've mentioned this to people before. I guess the thing is, the one thing that stops me from using him all the time as opposed to Jamila isn't just that it's easier to buff humans, but also that Jamila will attack 2 characters at once. And Archon just, like, he attacks much more frequently, but he only hits 1 at a time. So I think I am going to go for the eyes. Go for the eyes, boo. Oh, that didn't do it. Time for Chango Unchained. That was a little underwhelming. Let's kill this guy. Guess I must be closer to my wall than I thought. Do it, Hitch. Do it. Kill him. Oh, Axis of Anarchy. Woot, thanks for the code. I have Grandma at all epics. Congratulations. That's awesome. I am glad. So hopefully I don't TPK here. I'm just going to level up these guys. And oh, I am going to wipe here. Oh, Zombie Adventurer level 80. 180 is going to get me. I blame... Who do I blame? Doesn't really matter at this point. So I guess I'll be doing that level again shortly. So now is a good time to segue away from my terrible gameplay and introduce our first guest. So our only guest, Mike. So yeah, come in and sit down. You'll have to slide over, and then I will bring you in on Game View here. So Michael Demone, you're gonna have to put the headphones on and pull the mic over to where you're. And yeah, just.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome. So Mike, as his title says, junior game programmer, because he junior programs. Because that's different than regular programming.
Apparently.
Moose Changer Pat. Hi Mike, what do you do?
I program gameplay elements for the Idle Champions game. Yeah, make bugs, fix bugs.
Make bugs? Make bugs?
Accidentally, not purposefully. Although it gives me employment in the future, so.
Okay. All right, so I got a queue of questions here. Forum Vapors, is that Justin's son? Justin's not that old. Wow. Justin's beautiful baby boy. Oh, jeez. That's gonna stick.
Yeah, I'm not excited to leave now.
Yeah. All right. So somebody asking, the shiny gear icons look a bit odd. Have you considered changing the icon border to reflect shiny status and leaving the fill keyed to rarity?
That's all on the art people. I basically asked them for things I should put in the game and then put it in the game. So I don't have much of a say in that, but I will recommend it, I guess.
Fair enough. Let's see. KinkyMarie.com. Suggestion. Ooh. On the character bio pages, wouldn't it look better if the level, class, race, etc. text would be above the corresponding details? Oh, so the titles here being above the things.
Oh, yeah. I could see that making quite a bit of sense. But once again, I don't do too much of the layout. It's more sketched out in Flash or Animator, and then I put it into the game, make sure it works, all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like I met this jerk again. I hope he doesn't TPK me again. He's so close to dying.
Come on.
Don't die. Don't die, Naeli. Don't die. Oh,
no, it's all over.
That's a wipe.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Another question from Toshimo. Have you considered putting a notification icon on the changelog whenever the game is patched so we know that there have been changes?
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll yell at somebody for that.
Maybe it just like blinks or something.
Yeah, just little blink like when you can reset.
Yeah.
For the first time, the
12.1. Yeah.
Yeah. That could be good.
Notification icon. Thank you. All right, let's see. Ray Cool. Can a better low resolution mode be made? I don't have a 16:9 main monitor.
We designed all the UI elements to not work below 720p, or we designed them for 720p and then basically scale them up past that. And so as soon as you go below 720p, everything gets smushed together and looks horrible, but it would basically take a lot of work in order to make that work, but it's definitely something on our minds because, we want to support people with,
ultra wide monitors.
Exactly.
or like smaller screens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Slap 777.
Nice.
Full screen windowed mode when? Why? So that we can see the game in our background while we do other stuff without losing track of it.
Ooh. Well, currently you can keep it in windowed mode and then put it to the full resolution of your screen, but that's as good as that's going to get so far. And I implemented it so the resolutions that you're being offered are what Unity offers. So it's basically we're restricted by Unity at this point for windowed mode and that sort of stuff. And as you may have seen, there's some issues with the full screen mode when you Alt-Tab in and out of it. Sometimes it'll be very finicky. And that's, again, a Unity issue that I've found. So it's kind of difficult.
Are you telling them about more bugs?
No, God, no. That doesn't happen. That was a joke.
Okay. Let's see. BioAdam5742. Would it be possible to have the chat window like in Crusaders of the Lost Idols? It's way too small in the corner, not enough room at the top, and doesn't fit anywhere else.
Ooh. I'm not sure what the chat window looks like in Crusaders of the Lost Idols.
Yeah, Mike is an Idle Champions junior game developer programmer dude. So he isn't familiar with the entire programming history of Codename.
Sadly,
though he should be.
I should.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a disgrace.
Yeah.
Sorry, Twitch.
I'm not sure what that name is supposed to be. Nomad 84, I think, is what that says. Yeah, Nomad.
Yeah, Nomad works.
Looks weird when I'm reading it that way. Okay. Will there be any click automation features added in the future similar to other clicker idle games? I'm hoping specifically for something to automatically level up champions.
I would think that would be a Justin question.
Yeah.
Not really for me. I don't have any say in those sort of things.
Yeah. I know that, I mean, the closest thing that we can answer related to that is that Dave has talked a couple times about how we want to make the initial leveling up process faster. Shouldn't there be a boss here?
Apparently not.
Oh, I guess it died.
Yeah, it was hidden.
Let's see. Are there plans to rearrange upgrade paths so DPS upgrades are generally on one side, left or right? Because right now they are kind of all over the place.
No real plans to do that, but I agree that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Having them all over the place.
They're definitely all over the place.
Yeah.
I was telling them earlier that I'm like, or you could just read the upgrade.
Yeah, that works too.
But I also get that, like, when you've played something for a while, like, you just kind of, it starts to become a muscle memory, and like when you go to upgrade it, you click, you just kind of click away.
Yeah.
And so, like, did I click Life Domain right after that last Celeste switch? Yes, I did. The first time, and then I face palmed. And
was that the one that was switched on the specialization dialogue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it switched twice, and I think Justin said that it wasn't intended.
No.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah. Jumped around a little.
Yeah, it's like the order that it's in the code or something, and then just like it got nudged and shifted.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
All right, what else we got? Keep meaning to ask, why aren't shop and chests next to each other on the top bar? So the chests and the shop over here.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure aren't they? I don't know. I thought they were alphabetical, but they're not.
No.
You see, so it's not even shop and chests for me. It's like, why isn't it alphabetical is what comes up for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess main menu should be on the left. And then shop beside it. Okay, maybe it's a priority?
I think it's just me going add a button here without putting thought into it.
Oh, wait, no, this is your fault.
Yeah, this is my fault. Like 92% of the bugs are my fault.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You're the memory leak guy. No.
No, I'm not that person. Don't get mad at me, please.
Yeah, okay, let's see. What is that? Psychologos D?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I really would like to talk with Michael Demone since I'm studying programming and want to talk about stuff. I hope he has a Discord. Moiky Moik is in our Discord, actually. Yeah. You're probably one of the only CNE developers that's consistently in there.
Yeah.
So if you join our Discord, which is discord.gg/idlechampions, send a PM to Moiky Moik, MOIKY.
Yep.
He's on there.
Yeah. Almost all the time, just lurking around, seeing.
Access also asked about that, and yes, he is Moiky Moik.
Yep.
So he is on our Discord. Sometimes Mark's on there. Sometimes some others are on there, but Moiky Moik is there quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yes, you want to get into the gaming and studying programming and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You'd be a good person to talk to because that's what he's doing right now.
Definitely.
Yeah. This is funny. Egered, Mike, if you were to play a D&D game, what race would you go with, and why would it be a gnome?
Why would it be a gnome? I'm actually playing D&D right now, and I'm a human fighter, not a gnome, sadly.
Human fighter.
Yeah,
God, that's like the most used of all choices.
It's in the starter D&D starter pack, so it was just a pre-made character that I picked.
Oh, I clicked Sunbeam right as the thing ended. Is that okay? Good. It's not going to autocast. Would be a gnome. Yeah. I don't know how many people in our chat saw the article probably a month ago now, talking about the most played D&D classes. But human fighter right up there.
Number one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was number one.
Jeez.
It was like human fighter or dwarf fighter, but like it was like basic character, basic class kind of thing. But it also had ratios going out for all the other combos. That was actually pretty interesting.
Oh.
Not a lot of Dragonborn bards apparently. Who knows? Who knows why?
Yeah,
all right, ZX Bolter ZX. Do you dread having to fix bugs?
No, because most of the time it points out something that I programmed wrong, and I get to figure out why I did that wrong and learn from my mistakes. So not at all, really. I mean, it sucks when an update's pushed out and then somebody's like, oh, this is broken, and then panicking and opening up Visual Studio and typing like a madman. That's a little stressful, but I don't dread it or anything like that.
So Axis of Anarchy, one of our Discord moderators, is asking what's your favorite programming language?
It's C#, mostly because that's all I use right now. Yeah, so it's what I use in Unity, and all of my side projects are in Unity, and this is in Unity, so all I use is C#. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite language. It's just what I use, and I know it the best, so I'd call it my favorite language right now.
Okay. So, like, just speaking more to your education, like, is that what you focused on in school with C#, or like, did you go through the gamut of learning a bunch of different languages?
In school, yeah, I was just learning a bunch of different programming languages. Some of them useful, some of them useless. Yeah, basically every course I go into, it's a completely new programming language, and have to learn that and go from there. And yeah, I'm really liking my courses and stuff like that, so have fun with those too.
CNE Justin asks, how do I get good at Rocket League?
Well, you just get good. Yeah, you play for about 4 hours a day, and then you'll get good.
And then eventually you don't suck.
Yeah. And I'm also trying to figure that out myself right now.
John Belly, what's your biggest facepalm moment so far?
In life or in the game? For in the game, what was the biggest mistake that I've made? I'm just getting anxious going through all of my mistakes. It's a mean question. I can't think of my biggest mistake. There's just too many.
Too many?
There was no big ones, because most of the time, as soon as bugs reported, I'm like, oh god, that was me, and I jump on it and then go through and fix it. There was a bit of an issue with the recruit a friend stuff that required solving or responding to tickets all day about that, and that was partially my fault. So that was probably my biggest facepalm moment so far.
When you just know you created a ton of work for yourself.
Exactly, and just like, oh well, this is my day now. So.
Okay. Let's see, Toshimo. Any news on the bug where your characters will stop attacking walls or orbs and other static objects?
I more work on the user interface stuff. I don't focus too much on the main game, so like combat bugs and that sort of stuff. That's not really my area. I thought there was a fix for there was a fix in the last changelog, but apparently it's not working still. Yeah, I guess any news on the bug? Well, we're working on it, or it's fixed in the newest update. One of the two.
Okay. What do you think I should do to get past this guy? Should I potion this?
Probably just click damage.
Just gonna click away here.
Yeah.
Don't mind us.
Yeah.
Just getting past the boss before it kills Naeli.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to 186.
Woo!
All right, let's see. And the gargoyle question: can you give Michael the title of Magic Mike on the stream? Berkutme. Guys go past my guys and force me to go back an area. Is that a design or a bug?
That's definitely a bug. Is that all the time? I've seen that with the distractions, and I made the distraction, so that would be my bug. So, yeah, it's definitely not by design.
Yeah. The same player, Berkutme, is asking if C# is anything like C++ because they're learning C++ for engineering.
C# is actually C++++, but the pluses are stacked on each other. That's why it makes the pound sign. So it is quite similar to C++. I've heard anyways. It's just a lot easier to use and a lot, it's basically like Java if you've ever used that. I haven't used much I haven't used any C++, but next semester I'm taking a graphics course, so I'm going to know C++ in and out, but in about 5 months.
When is that semester starting?
January.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
You're gonna leave us?
Yeah, sadly. I know.
Who will they play Rocket League with?
I don't know. Maybe I can just I can join in during my lunch breaks as well.
Oh yeah, just like yeah, it's over Steam, right?
Yeah.
So you just connect in.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Zune2. Why isn't there a map button on the UI? You can only access it through the M button.
Oh, you can hover over the free play bar in the top of the screen and then go down to view campaign maps. So it's just hidden behind something that you may not realize you can hover over.
Boom. Check that out.
Yeah.
It says my skulls.
Amazing.
It's even got the favor for the campaign I'm not playing in right now.
Amazing.
Boom. So you can.
You can.
Let's see. Daylight to Sunder again. How easy is it for you in Unity to edit things like the undead coming back to life in the current event? Is it a trivial thing, or does it take a bunch of work?
Once again, I don't really do the combat or enemy stuff too much, so I can't speak to that too much. But it seems like Mark gets through them really quick, so it seems fairly quick to do every single one. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, God, that was a nightmare. That one. That was one of the ones where I really paid close attention the whole way through, because otherwise I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you will get overwhelmed eventually.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Slap 777, can you make it so that birds never fail to award gold when you click on them right after a zone transition? So it's like your timing.
Yeah, that is a timing issue that I found as well. I'll look into that actually. I'll add that to the burnout or the list of tasks, and I'll take a look at that, see if that's possible.
Yeah, it speaks to somebody mentioning a suggestion on the Reddit today.
Yeah.
That I didn't get to addressing yet, because I think it was actually from Wistix, our moderator, but they were asking whether or not it would be possible for when the zone's about to transition for it to wait a fraction of a second longer, so that like if you'd used an alt to clear a bunch of guys to go for the next zone, that it would collect everything and then go to the next zone.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that for the area of effect attacks and that sort of stuff.
That seemed like a plausible idea to somebody like me who doesn't program or know anything about it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd need to wait, see if like an area effect attack has happened, and then wait and then get all the gold. So again, that's the combat, so I don't know how difficult that would be. I'd need to bug Mark or Dave or someone.
Yeah. Okay, so it's getting pretty close to another DLC time here.
Ooh.
And this time we're going to be giving away a 4th grade DLC pack for none other than Calliope, which will include, I believe, the Ornate Lute of Ballads is the one that, gold shiny epic. So when Erica starts that in chat, which I think is right now, exclamation raffle to join, and you'll get the rares here, not the epics, but full kit of rares, and then a golden shiny epic that will buff the crap out of your party for the character that you're probably using to buff the crap out of your party. So it's a win-win-win, and good luck on that one. Oh geez, I think this might be it. Yeah, that does like no damage now.
Yeah.
You know, I rarely choose Chango Unchained because I just find it less satisfying to cast than Fire Breath, where you just torch them all. Like, it just looks cooler. I mean, I could probably push further if I bought a bunch of pots. So maybe I will do that since I'm going to wipe. I can just use some of these things that I've been saving up. Not going to click. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, developer and staff privilege and like chests and stuff. So it's just like I got a ton of extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just going to watch Arcan die first. All right. Now I can go back to the previous
Take that,
era.
Arcan.
Just, all right, Mr. Fancy Rat. Are there any plans on adding a feature to hide the top UI elements, levels, window, coins, damage? Because sometimes it's really hard to click distractions because of them.
Oof. There's no plans right now, but that could be a feature in the future, like in the settings
little tab
menu.
here, or
just
here,
minimize
just like
those.
click and then just kind of, or you make it so that you have to go all the way to the edge for them to pop down or something. I don't know.
That'd be difficult for new people being like, where the hell's all the UI? Or heck, can I say hell on Twitch?
Oh, you can say whatever the hell you want. Just try not to drop too many F-bombs because, the D&D stream does have a like a disclaimer that comes on the channel when you get here. So like we can swear because apparently everybody who live games swears a lot. I just kind of, when the mic is on, I tend not to swear, and then when it's off, I swear a lot.
Yeah.
Anywho, so yes, swear away.
Okay.
Phil Phantom, this is a Christian stream. Well, I don't know what Christian, but it's a stream.
Good wholesome Christian stream.
Praise Jurgle. Jack Joker 19, how can I get to free play? So there's I can't show you right now because I'd have to quit out of this, but
you could go into the campaign map.
Oh, campaign map. So like you just click on a place. The free play options tend to be the ones at the bottom.
Yep.
You just select one. You need to have completed them before, I believe, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, completed the base adventure.
Yeah, but yeah, there is a free play option. Yeah. And then if you're referring to the event, you just need enough skulls to do it. It's 2,500 skulls, I think, for the free play.
Yeah, that sounds
just
good.
Gonna torch all these zombies. All right. Ooh, favorite enemy undead. That'll help.
Ooh.
Oh, and another buff to the bond. So I'll level up a bit here, and I'll be able to push further. Let's see. Toshimo again. Question for Mike: why does the always show formation circles setting not actually always show formation circle?
It's a feature,
Why,
not
Mike?
a bug. Probably because I made a mistake somewhere. I'll look into that again. Add that to the list. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, though.
Yeah. And now AUS grizzly, is that Australian grizzly? There's no grizzly bears in Australia, right? I thought only thing you had were poisonous things.
Are kangaroos poisonous?
No, but like I think it's like 90% of the species of poisonous spider and snake are all in Australia. It's total bullshit.
Yeah.
Although my Australian friends, when they visited here, they're like, "You guys have bears in your woods?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "That's terrifying." I'm like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Poisonous spiders are terrifying." They're like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "All right, I see how this is. This is a regional thing." Although, admittedly, when a bunch of them were coming to visit a couple of years ago, I shared an article that was old, but it was an article from when like a grizzly bear went on a rampage up north somewhere and like attacked people in a campground. And I'm like, just keep in mind, like, don't feed the bears. And I shared it to them, and they got freaked out. And I'm like, no, it's not going to be an issue. Like, the Pacific Northwest, like, yes, there are bears, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
And that tends to be all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So back to Australian Grizzlies question. Who decided to use gems both for buying chests and use a gem icon for the collection tab? Gems are programmed to the user's mind that it's to buy chests, but the gem icon goes to collection. The dollar sign goes to the place to spend a gem.
Artists. I'm going to pass the blame on to the artists.
The artist, you're going to pass the blame on to them?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't pick which icon goes there.
No.
You just say you need an icon for something and they make it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That is, now that I think about it, that is counterintuitive.
Yeah.
What is in collections? Oh, is this where you have your gear?
Yeah.
I got me some gear. Okay. Snoop these zombies again. Get me more levels. Can I get that bond? Yes. All right, that should maybe be enough to get through the next one. Hobbitmeister, question for Mike and Dylan. How much D&D do you play regularly, and what is your favorite race class combo? You can go first.
All right. I just started playing D&D a month ago, and so far I've been playing 3 times a week around.
Nice.
I know. I've been having tons of fun. Me and 3 best friends, we all just decided, okay, we're going to start playing D&D because we all love RPGs.
Which campaign are you guys playing?
The something Fandelvin. It's in the D&D starter pack, the 5th edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we've been having tons of fun. We get together like Friday, Monday, and Saturday or Sunday, and just play D&D, and it's been so much fun. And so my favorite race/class combo, I'm playing a human fighter, as I said before, which is kind of the most boring one. But my girlfriend's a halfling rogue, and
they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, and that's been cool to watch. And she's also tiny as well, so it matches her very well. And
yeah, they get all kinds of bonuses, and they just generally kick ass at it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I'm just using all my ultimates just to nuke some enemies because, yeah. Anyways, so let's see. What's my favorite race class combo? My favorite combo tends to be whichever character I am playing or the one I just played. So I play once a week. Well, I try to play once a week. The friend that I play with who now has kids, it's not always easy to connect with people's schedules with work and life and all that stuff. But the game that I'm playing with my fiance and then one of my closest friends and his wife, we want to play weekly. We end up playing about bi-weekly, and it's what's my character for that one? It is an Aasimar cleric following the death domain, obsessed with immortality, which it's like a neutral good kind of character. Really digging the backstories created for them and the motivations, of which I gave all the info to my DM friend so that he can just mess with our party based on it. And then it's interesting because like I wouldn't have thought that I liked clerics that much, and a lot of the time I lean towards more of the castery type characters, but I don't know. I think Death Domain is fun. Like he's allowing me to use one of the evil specializations from the Dungeon Master Guide, and yeah, it's just kind of it's fun. So I'll heal my party, but if I think something should be dead, I can kill it. And also martial weapons. Death Domain gets martial weapons too, which is sweet. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. Graved. Are there any unintended things that ended up being a feature?
For the distractions, originally I used the feathers coming out as like a kind of placeholder for when you click it. It like has feathers shoot out, and it tells me when you've clicked it. So I did that for debugging, and then that ended up staying in the game. And I don't know, I just think it's really great when you click a bird and feathers go like poof and everything like that. So
yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. To answer that race class combo more, I've only been reading Xanathar's Guide for the last day, and there are so many things I want to try. Horizon Walkers look awesome. Gloomstalkers look awesome. Shadow Sorcerers look awesome. They added a lot of cool stuff, and so I'm pretty stoked to try some of those out. So, normally I'm really bummed out if my character gets offed by my malicious dungeon master. But this time around, if it happened, I'd be like, oh, sweet, I'm going to roll one of these cool new things. So, yeah. Sickle Joe's D, again, how long did it take you to learn C#?
I started learning how to code using Java, and C# is so similar to Java that it didn't take me long at all. Probably like a month of, okay, what does this mean in Java, and then relating the two in my head, basically. And so basically a month to master, and then I was good to go. In terms of hours, probably like 40 hours or so, and then now I know how to use most of C# functionality. I'm sure that there's little things in there that I have no idea about and will never be exposed to. But
are those things that you pick up more from like a formal education, like textbook kind of setting, or are they things that you pick up because you've spent so much time in it and you read about it, or
for C#, I haven't used C# in any of my courses. That's all been Unity side projects and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's that's all been organically through projects, whereas all my other languages that I know have been through textbooks, or well, rarely textbooks, actually just in-class projects and that sort of stuff.
Huh. I was just like looking at people talking about programming languages and their favorite characters in classes and stuff. One person, Adrol, using Gromma for the first time, asking for advice about which specialization to choose. I think it's the far left one, the ice one, that you debuff the enemies and they take more damage and they're slower. That is definitely the best one for pushing to 175, because that's a hard grind, that one. Because like Gromma's awesome, but Nayeli is just so much more of a buff machine currently that yeah, that debuff helps immensely. Yeah. Okay. D. Delvin. Can you make it so that you can click on the current area's icon to restart it instead of clicking back to the last area and forth again?
I like that feature. I'll talk to
So just like right here, if there's just a restart icon over the thing?
Yeah, I was thinking on your current place, the 187, if you were to click that, it just restarts your current area.
Yeah.
Be weird. Which way would your heroes run off the screen?
Yeah, it wouldn't really...
It wouldn't really work that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll take that into consideration. I'll talk to Justin and Dave.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, because I do that as well. I'll go back to 86 and then back to 187.
Okay. Toshimo again. Speaking of UI... Oops. Is that me or is that him? I think that was me. Speaking of UI, can we have the ability to access menus and inventory from the map screen so we can do things like adjust resolution without starting a new run? That came up on the stream, and it's come up a few times. So like, just when if you're not in an adventure and you come in and you get the map screen,
yeah,
it's like this is the only thing you get.
Yeah, you can't go.
And you can't adjust settings or anything. So like, I get that one. Like even if just the setting menu bar was up here at the top or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I guess the downside is like the way that the store works. If you're opening silver chests, it gives you gold in that run.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't work.
So that wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So it might only be the settings button.
Yeah, it might just
there
be
like
a main menu or
achievements, collections, maybe.
Yeah. It'd
Blessings.
be especially frustrating if you're stuck on the campaign map or something and you can't get to the support button.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that like I have fielded requests or like people on Twitter and stuff like saying like I can't, I'm stuck on the map and I can't do this thing, like I can't even enter the support ticket, and we're like, well damn.
Yeah,
because normally I just say enter a ticket, like okay. All right, so let's see. Arso 12, would it be possible to make it so that close enemies while attacking don't obscure the health bars of the front characters? It is hard to time the healing ultimate. So like right here, like you can't really see what's going on with Nayeli right now because there's just this swarm of undead just trying to take her out.
Yeah. Once again, that would be a good question for people who deal with the stuff that happens in the game and not the actual user-face elements like the buttons and character.
Okay, so you can change the order of these.
Yeah.
But you can't fix this.
No, I'm too scared to touch any of that because if that breaks, then everybody's mad.
This is true, actually. Yeah. Okay. Moose Changer Pat. Moose Changer. I really wish it was Moose Charger. Moose Changer Pat. So sometimes the crows hit an invisible wall and then they bounce off when you've hit them at certain speeds near the edge of the map, but sometimes they keep going off screen. You never get to see their gold. Is that a bug you'll be looking at?
I have looked into that numerous times and I can never get it to reproduce. And so whenever I have free time, I'll go back and try and reproduce it, or I'll see it for a second and immediately pause the game and try and figure out what happened. But it's a really difficult bug to figure out. But yes, it is on my list and I am continuously going back to it. But yeah, it is being looked into.
See, when I've seen that one, I just assumed that I missed the crow and then it made it off screen.
Yeah,
because whenever you get it, it's like thunk, bounces off the edge and dies.
Yeah.
Which is really, I don't know, it's more satisfying than the other ones.
Oh,
because like it bounces off awkwardly. Like
it like
impacted.
flips back and it's like,
yeah. Oh, that was the worst moonbeam. Oh. All right, just burn it all. Burn the dead. Maybe I should do one of those gold find things so that these guys get some money faster, so that I can actually get somewhere by the end of this. 400? No. 300? How about, what, it's 235? I need, what, 25 minutes? So, how about 6 of these? 24 minutes. That's good. Just make some more money. See if I can't push this a little further, because I'm not at the caps yet. And I just realized now, because I'm wondering, I'm like, why haven't I hit my gold cap and leveled out? It's because I spent all my freaking money on blessings. So that's why I haven't hit the gold cap yet, or capped out my levels. Song protection's helpful. Okay. What happens to the game if I hold down the right mouse button and draw 3 circles?
Nothing.
What do you think about having the champion flashing red if it's dying? I sometimes stack monster on nay and never notice when our HP drops so low. It kind of goes back to the question we were just talking about, and it's like a UI element that somebody else needs to take a look at.
Yeah.
Ray Cool, what's the best way to deal with the crumbling temple variant? As opposed to idle play, active play. Paying attention and just moving characters. Now, you could, I guess that's the one where you take percentage damage constantly. Healers, like, get as many people as you can quickly, and then like spread out your healers so that people are getting healed all over. You don't end up using a DPS optimal formation for that, but you can get through that one just by spreading out your heals. Yeah, at least that's what I did, and it worked for me. Boom. All right, levels again. Oh, Archon's cap 35. Getting there. All right, let's see. Mech Pack. If I use the Paladin stun ability and keep monsters from attacking, why can I not then switch positions of the champion which was being attacked?
Oh.
So I guess you're looking at it as if because they're stunned, they're no longer attacking you, and because you're not being attacked, you should be able to swap, I guess is what they're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it's, well, just because of how it was programmed, it says those people are still under attack, technically. It's just that the monsters attacking them aren't currently attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can be looked into to see if we can fix that. I also saw other, I guess, people asking if we can make it so you can switch your formations, like even when you're being attacked, and that would be a good feature as well.
Yeah. Calibara asking if we are going to get HP info on monsters. So I guess in addition to, like, never mind the red bars they have.
Not that I know of, but that could come in the future. Maybe with a beast, or if there's ever going to be a bestiary, like showing what the monsters
putting a
are.
bestiary in game. So that, yeah, that's an interesting thing, because the catalog of monsters in the monster manual is so massive.
Yeah.
And there's so many types and things that we haven't gotten anywhere near to yet.
Yeah.
That, like, putting that in the game and having it be fulfilling in a way that people are happy with it, like, that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, and also it would require like big graphics for every single monster, and it'd take forever to load.
Yeah, that would be a sizable addition.
Yeah, it would be a big part of the game.
Yeah.
It's always being added.
All right.
And also they're at different levels, so how you need, that would be weird to show their health in the
Jason or me 1987, can you recommend any D&D style games for PC that capture the enjoyment of tabletop? That's an interesting question, because people get enjoyment from different aspects of playing D&D in person, right? Like, just to use myself as an example, because I'm narcissistic and I want to talk about myself. I like it's a really great excuse to spend time with those friends. You know, especially like when you get a little older and your friends all have children and you like start moving away from each other and stuff. It's like you need to have an excuse to see them. And so, like, my enjoyment comes from spending time with them as much as it is from, you know, rolling a sweet crit at the right time or critically failing and eating my own sword. So, like, I haven't found any games that can mimic that, but if what you enjoy about D&D is like you enjoy playing a caster and like you enjoy, like, you know, leveling up skill trees and like customizing your character and like having a lot of options with it. I mean, there are a ton of games that allow you to do a wide variety of customization for your characters and like spells and like to play with others and stuff. But the one that I would probably mention right now is Beamdog is re-releasing Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, or rather, releasing a Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, and it's a re-release of Neverwinter Nights. And those games are a blast. All the Baldur's Gate games are all a blast. Divinity Original Sin 2, which is not a D&D game, but is, I mean, probably owes a great deal to D&D, is very much a game that is like allows you to do a lot of those things.
I've heard that game's amazing.
It's pretty to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out all of Beamdog's games. Would be my first suggestion. And Planescape Torment. That was some good stuff. There were some long hours spent in some of these. I don't know. What do you think?
I haven't played any games that really mimic D&D too much. I played the old Might and Magic games, and those were tons of fun, and those are supposedly based off D&D.
Yeah.
Those are tons of fun. I like those a bunch.
A lot of good choices in there. So the last raffle has begun.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to preempt this, but I forgot because I was too busy, again, talking about myself. Last but not least, Hitch DLC. So gear out who is likely to be your primary DPS. It's Hitch. I forget which epic you get. The Magnificent Cape of Free Flowing, which buffs his friendly ability, which is what you're using to buff Jamila and or Archon. So it's like crazy good item. And then rares for the rest of the slots and some chests. So good luck to you all. That is a sweet piece of DLC to get. That will wrap up our DLC giveaways for this Thanksgiving Thursday. I'm just gonna keep leveling these guys up until I can get past this stuff. So next question. Why under the event page does it show Gromma's head for the summary tab and a holy symbol of Jurgle for the champion tab under the event page?
That's not correct.
Recruit. Yeah. What? Where? Sorry.
Oh, on the 2 tabs on the left.
Oh, over here, summary and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those are switched.
Yeah, they're swapped.
Because they were swapped incorrectly. But.
Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. For once.
Yes. I was gonna chastise you in front of everybody. No.
Nope.
Yeah, that's should be the opposite order. I mean, it's flavorful and you like it, right? But yeah, that would make more sense.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Very cool. Yeah, thanks for that one.
Yeah.
Justin says he literally just fixed that.
Oh,
that's funny. All right, Toshimo again. Any updates on the champion rings to make it easier to see damage, buffs, health of champions that are overlapped by other champions? So yeah, like you obviously can't see what's going on with Bruner because Archon is so fat. I mean, so well geared.
Yeah.
He's large. He's large.
Some weight,
yeah, right. But no, he's a great big dragonborn wearing plate, like badass onyx plate.
Yeah.
And Warshbig Tiamat.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
really,
to answer the actual question, that is art team. They have to figure out how they would want that to look because that would require some weird overlapping between the characters in front of them and that sort of thing. So that would require quite a bit of thought. I basically would be the one to implement that. Well, actually, not that specifically because I don't do UI stuff on the main part of the game. But that would be up to the artists or Justin or Dave.
Okay. Farley Cubed. Why does the play sound and background checkbox not work? Is this a known bug? I have to just turn my volume music toggles down to 0.
I've seen that reported a few times, and
is that a consistent thing? Because I don't think I've had issues with
that. I haven't either. I think it may have to do with possibly if you have a Mac, or I'm basically using a couple workarounds to make that work because Unity doesn't support it natively.
Oh,
so
it's a different platform thing, possibly.
Exactly, yeah. So on Mac, I believe it won't work, but on Windows it should work. So it could be that you have a Mac that it doesn't work, but
Oh, yeah, I guess that'd be an interesting question. So, Farley Cubed, are you using a Mac?
No.
Yeah, maybe. I'm on a Mac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be the issue then.
That's probably it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't catch who won the Hitch DLC, but congrats to you, whoever that was.
Oh, was it that person?
Oh, Dizen. Congrats, Dizen. Dizen. Yeah, that's sweet. Right, so what do we got next? Gray Hex. Can you add numbers on the ultimates to identify them more easily? Also, could you put the time an ult would be available again? Okay, so they want numbers on them across here because they have hotkeys that correspond with them, and then like a cooldown timer on it.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Just have to talk.
I mean, there's a bit of a timer on them now, actually. That's new. When did that come in?
I don't believe that's new. I think that was from the beginning.
Really?
Maybe?
I don't remember it being. I remember it just counted down. Oh. Anyways.
Yeah, well,
it's there now. Yeah. It's happening at this very moment in front of us. So I think E56 might be close to my cap for Arcan right now. Should I use some pots to push further? Maybe I will. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I will. And let's see. Maybe I'll give myself some gold to try and speed this up. Let's see. How about damage of all champions by 900%? That seems like too much. How about 500? How much time we got left? 3, 4. Use these. Boom. All right. Let's see. Let's see where we can get to. Buying the latter few things. Wrapping all this up. Oh, Minsk isn't useful right now. Swap. All right, so we only got a couple more questions left.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, we don't.
Oh yeah,
we don't have more questions left. So, yeah, so you're heading back to school in January.
Yeah.
It's a sad day.
Yeah. Agreed.
What are you most looking forward to?
I'm taking some really interesting courses that scare the crap out of me, but I'm very excited.
No, that's good. Good. Scary courses are the best because you're not challenging yourself if you're not nervous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm taking a couple courses that are actually like technical electives, so things that I've chosen. Because up until this point, I've just been taking courses that are like part of the curriculum for software engineering, and so I'm taking courses like computer vision, so learn how computers see and that sort of stuff, and then how to analyze data and that sort of stuff.
Oh, I just realized that I missed Mr. Slap's question because it was just before the raffle ended. Can you change Stokey's ultimate icon? When the skill has about 10 seconds left to cool down, it's pretty much impossible to make out the numbers. Oh, I see. So because just the coloring. I mean, it's not too different with Sunbeam, right? Like when the countdown gets in the last few seconds, it gets really hard to read.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an interesting bit of feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual changing the icon wouldn't be you.
No, definitely not.
But
the text.
Legibility for the icons, because they both need the hotkey number and like just an easy to read cooldown thing.
Yeah.
It's funny because I played WoW for a long time. I guess I still technically play it, but I don't raid hardcore anymore. And I remember like one of the first ever mods that I used heavily was like a cooldown timer one, just so I knew what my timers were, because they hadn't implemented it in game.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that they implemented it in the first like half decade. Like maybe longer, but it's like
seems necessary,
doesn't it? But yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to think of what other games. People keep talking about them in chat. There's Might and Magic 6, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was
a fun game. Heroes of Might and Magic games were all a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, like I've logged so many hours into RPGs. I can't even.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I guess like one of the big ones right now, Path to Exile.
Yeah.
Is pretty popular.
Yeah.
I haven't played it since the beta though. I played the beta. I'm like, I don't like this.
Me too. I started the beta as well.
And now I have a whole bunch of friends that just never shut up about it. So there's that one. Diablo. There's always Diablo.
Yeah.
I've been debating starting a new seasonal character. I think I was booting one up the other day, and I was like, I realized that I didn't feel like investing all the time that it takes to tear through one. I think the giant zombie flying snake might be the end of this run altogether. I don't feel like spending all my click pots to get through them. Yeah, it seems... Oh wait, no, it's a zombie. Minsk. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's see, maybe now. Yeah, they're actually doing damage to him now. I was using the wrong guy. I'm stupid. Oops. Let's see, Darkest Dungeon. Ooh, you know, I wouldn't recommend Darkest Dungeon to everyone, Mr. Slap. That's that game is for masochists. Devorg, was it Omni CC? Yes, it was. That was a great mod. Zcaft playing Grim Dawn. Oh, so is Mr. Slap. Grim Dawn is interesting. You know, it didn't feel right for me, so I had a hard time with it. So I only played it for a bit, and it wasn't really my jam. But I appreciated the setting. I don't know. It's interesting. It's I think there's so many. Oh shit! I'm dead. I'm just gonna go back and then wait until the ultimates are ready, and then go back in and kill them. Yeah, the Berkut me is saying farm at least until your Clairvoyance Voyance potions run out. Yes, you're right. I will not be done before the end of this stream because we're going to wrap it up in about 4 or 5 minutes here. So, yeah, let's see. Grim Dawn was great. Diablo was great. Torchlight was fun. Both those games were fun. I don't know if you played either of those.
No, I didn't.
They're I was going to say they're Diablo clones, but I'm pretty sure people who worked on Diablo worked on them. So, but like Diablo-like action RPGs.
Nice.
It was pretty fun. They definitely got the roguelite part of it really well done. Santano's asking if we'll consider hours played rewards like some MMOs do. That's an interesting question. That's a good one to bring up with Justin and Dave. I don't know that we've reached a point where we would start doing something like that because the game is only a couple months old. But I like the idea. A TR Spray Paint talking about TSR games. Oh man, TSR. That takes me back. Because I mean, Wizards bought TSR when? That was a while ago now. That's got to be like 20 years. Because I remember it was like after like Magic really took off, they were able to start buying stuff up. Yeah. Anyways, reminiscing. So yeah, I guess at this point, I mean, do people want to see how this all ends? I'll wait until the Circle of Death is up, and then I'll attempt that last boss, and then that'll be a good note to end this on, I think.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah. So what are you working on right now?
I'm working on bug fixes, of course, as always. And
I mean, I know you can't say who for, but what about the shiny thing? What
okay.
shiny thing are you working on?
I'm working on making some glowing hardware. So keyboards that glow to the game, that like tell you your ultimates when they're ready and after you use them and that sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm mentioning it because you're the only person in the office who has a fully glowing setup. It's
yeah.
I'm like, I want a glowing setup.
And a very clicky keyboard.
Oh yeah, is it mechanical?
Yeah.
What are the Cherry MX?
Not sure.
They tend to be loud.
Yeah.
I remember getting one and being so happy with it, and my fiance immediately was like, "It's so loud. Can you not?" Like
when they headphones now.
They announced they're gonna do the silent ones, or like closer, like much quieter, and she's like, "I'll buy that keyboard for you, whatever it is." I'm like, I buy $200 keyboards, right? And she's like, "I don't care if it'll make no noise, I'm in." Yeah. Oh, that guy dropped. That seems like a good time to call her quits. So thank you for taking time out of your bug fixes and keyboard glowing to join us on stream.
Yep.
It's always fun to hear about what other people are doing because we're all kind of like in our corners with our headphones on, just chipping away at stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you all for watching the stream. Thanks to Mike for joining us. And of course, thanks to Wizards of the Coast for hosting us. It is, as always, a privilege to host a stream on the official Dungeons & Dragons Twitch channel. Happy Thanksgiving. And I believe that Tales from Candlekeep might be coming up at 3 because it's the Thanksgiving holiday. And normally it's Destiny and Doom, but I think this time around it's going to be Tales from Candlekeep. But I could be wrong. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned, and we will see you next week. Yeah. Cheers.